Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box if you can hear me. Please give your confirmations. If you can hear me, please type yes. Thank you. Thank you for your confirmations. Thank you. Let us stop the chat. Yes, thank you. Let us stop the chat. So this is day 2 of UI technologies. Okay. In the last session, we have learned what is the importance of UI and what are the tools which are covered in the UI course. Isn't it? We'll be learning about HTML, the first part, then we'll be learning about CSS, cascading style sheets. Third part, we'll learn about Bootstrap. Fourth part, we'll learn about JavaScript, jQuery, document object model. So these are the 5 parts combined together is called as a UI technologies course. Okay. Out of all these topics, the most important building block of a UI technology, the most important building block of a UI technology is a HTML code. So using HTML, we'll be developing HTML pages. A website is nothing but a combination of HTML pages. In this session, we will experience you will experience what is HTML, how to write a HTML page, how to create a first HTML page. We'll be experiencing the first HTML page, how to write comments in HTML. Okay, HTML code, you write it in the form of tags. You will have an exposure towards tags. Very frequently used tags in HTML is list, how to create a list. How can we have list items? We'll be discussing about this. Sometimes you are required to embed an image in a HTML page. So I'll show you how can we use image. How can we embed an image in the HTML page by using the image tag. And HTML tags will have attributes. Very, very important. Tags are different and attributes are different. Today you'll experience about the concept of attributes. So by this time you have understood. Today we are getting into practicals of HTML. I hope you have seen the course content. Participants, I hope you have seen the course content. I hope you have looked at the course content. Okay. As I have mentioned, the first component of UI technologies is HTML. The second component is cascading style sheets. The third component, what we'll be learning in this course, is Bootstrap. Okay. The fourth component is JavaScript. Fifth component is document object model. The sixth component is jQuery. So using all these components, you will be comfortable as a UI developer. So these are the skill sets which are required for a UI developer. I hope you are already in the WhatsApp group for this particular batch. In case if you don't belong to WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group using the link which I have just posted in the chat box. Okay? Yes. Let's get started. Before getting started, any questions anyone having on this particular course? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Good evening, Soundarya. Happy to see you. How are you doing?
Hi, Sunil. I'm good.
Welcome to the session. I got your communication which you have done it today afternoon. I'll respond to you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Let's get started. Okay. Participants, to start from the basic, we all know website, right? We all know website. A website, we all experience website. A website is collection of web pages. Am I right? A website is collection of web pages. Typically, how a website looks like, we have a home page, is it? We have services page. Okay. We have something like a contact us page. And we have something like login page. So like this, you find the website is collection of pages. You can find a website, it's collection of 4 pages, you can create a website of collection of 100 pages. That's okay. Complexity of the website can be anything, but a website is collection of web pages. Okay. Every web page is a HTML page. If you create a login page, it is a HTML page. If you can see contact us page, it is a HTML page. It is a services page. This is a home page. Every page is nothing but every web page is nothing but HTML page. Participants. Every web page is nothing but HTML page. And all the HTML pages are nothing but files with extension .html. Okay, there can be other pages also. There can be websites with .php pages. You can find active server pages. Okay, you can find website with JSP pages. But to start with basics, a basic website is nothing but collection of web pages, and every web page is nothing but a HTML file. So how to create a HTML file? You may have a question, Sunil, how to create a HTML file? Yes, I now I'll show you how to create a HTML file. When I'm showing you how to create a HTML file, that means you're understanding that how to create a HTML page, because every page is nothing but a HTML file. Participants, every page is nothing but a HTML file. Clear about this? Now my point is, now obviously your next curiosity is, Sunil, how can we create a HTML file? Okay. How can we create a HTML file? Sunil, how can we create a HTML file? That will be your obvious question. That will be your obvious question. How to create a HTML file? How to create a contact us page? How to create a login page? How to create a form? How to place an image? So all this you can do it only when you know HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Now, anyways, today you will be experiencing the first HTML page. You can see here, you will know the structure of HTML page, how to create a first HTML page, how to run the HTML page, how to write comments in a HTML page, how to write what are the tags which we can use it in HTML page. So you will start getting practicals to the concept of HTML. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. Participants, if anybody asks you what is the full form of HTML, what does it stand for? It's a markup language. Hypertext markup language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This HTML is an important building block for a web application. If you're building web application, every application developer should have, it's mandatory that they should have knowledge on HTML. This is something very basic. This is something very basic. The structure of what is the purpose of the HTML? Why should we create HTML? The purpose of the HTML is to define the structure of HTML page. How your page looks like, how your web page looks like. It depends upon the HTML page structure. So don't worry about all this theory. I'll make it very simple. Every HTML page, participants, every HTML page is having two parts. Every HTML page is having two parts, as you can see, HTML head and HTML body. Okay. HTML head contains metadata. Metadata is all about information about the page. So who is the author of the page? Who is creating the page? For example, I'm creating the contact us page. I can mention the author. I can mention the keywords. Keywords are used for search engine optimization. I can provide description of the particular page. So all this comes under the head part. To make the HTML file more beautiful, we use CSS. That linkings we have to mention it in the head part. So head is all about metadata. Head is all about just information about the page. Who is created the page, and what date the page has been created. For who is the author of this particular page? Is this page having any styles? So where did we link that? So that kind of information we have. What are the keywords for search engine optimization to make this page visible in the Google search? All that part we write it in the HTML head. Next, what should body contain? Whatever the content which you want to display to the end user. Any content which you want to display to the end user. That should be part of HTML body. Any content which you want to show it to the end user, you have to write it inside the body. It should be placed inside the body. So the end user point of view, end user is like people like you and me who are accessing the website. End users are nothing but you and me accessing the website. So what are the information you want to show it to the end user? Whatever the information you want to show it to the end user, it should be part of the HTML body. So HTML is basically two types. HTML page is basically divided into two parts. One is HTML head, another is HTML body. Okay, so this is all about theory. You may have questions. Let's get started. Let's experience how the HTML head looks like, how the HTML body looks like. Let's experience how the HTML page looks like. You're curious to create a first HTML page. Okay, so let's get started. Point number one, you need to keep in mind when you're learning HTML. Few points you need to keep in mind when you're learning HTML. The first important point you need to keep in mind. The first important point you need to keep in mind that every HTML page is nothing but a file with extension .html. Keep that in mind. Like every Microsoft Word document is with extension .docx. Like every PDF Acrobat reader file is nothing but .pdf. Excel sheet is .xls. Every HTML page is nothing but a file with extension .html. So when you are creating a HTML file, you have to save it with extension .html. So first important point you need to know, what is the file extension of HTML? File extension of HTML is HTML. .html as simple as that. Okay. Okay. How to create a HTML page? Now we are learning the first example, right? We are learning the first example of how to create a HTML page. We create HTML pages by using tags. How do we create HTML pages? We create HTML pages using tags. Using tags, we create the HTML. Obviously, next question that comes to your mind, Sunil, how to create a tag? What is the syntax? The syntax of tag is less than symbol and greater than symbol. And here you have to use the tag. The tag, in fact, tag name. Okay, this is how to create. This is syntax of how to create a tag. So complete HTML is a collection of tags. The complete HTML page is collection of tags. Yesterday, I hope you remember, we have seen one website. I hope you remember what is the website we have seen? Spicejet.com, right? For flight ticket booking. Let's open the same website. Let us open the same website. Let us open the same website. This is a website. Agree? So whatever you are able to see it. This is a website, right? This is all a website. A website is collection of web page. A web page is nothing but a HTML page. Now right click on this particular site. Anywhere you can right click on this site. There's an option called view page source. Here is it. There's an option called view page source. View page source. When you click on this view page source, you can see the source code of this particular page. Okay, you can see the source code of the page. So this is a very big page. You can see here, there are a lot of lines, close to 56 lines or something like that. I'm just copying some part of these lines. Please observe here. Copy. Yes, just for your reference purpose. Soundarya, can we have a talk? Can you see here? I have told you that HTML page is nothing but file with extension .html. Am I right? And HTML is a collection of HTML. How to create a HTML page by using the HTML tags. The syntax of tag is less than symbol and greater than symbol and follows the tag name, isn't it? So if you have, I look at the content which I have copied from the spicejet.com. This HTML is nothing but a tag. Head is nothing but a tag. Title is nothing but a tag. Agree? Somebody? Yeah, HTML pages. Participants. The HTML pages is nothing but how to create a HTML page. We create HTML page by using the tags. We create HTML page by using the tags. So let's learn how to create a very simple HTML page. How to create a simple HTML page. Okay. Which tool is used for creating HTML pages? Participants. Which tool is used for creating HTML pages? You don't need a very special tool. You can use the notepad. You can use a notepad to create a HTML page to start with. To start with, I want to be more simple. I want to use notepad. Later, I'll be using few editors. But to start with, right from day one, I want to use a very simple editor that is called as a notepad. I want to create HTML page. Okay, I want to create a HTML page. Okay, so what is the name of HTML page? I want to name it as my name, Sunil.html. File name can be anything. Okay, I want to create a file in the name Sunil.html. Okay, where do you want to save this? In any location, I will be saying it. Let's say, for example, let me create a folder in E drive. Something like John folder in this location. Participants, I hope I'm very clear what is my plan. My plan is to create a HTML page. Every HTML page is nothing but a file with extension .html. And the file name which I want to create is sunil.html, and where I want to save it. I want to save it in E drive John folder. So I have opened a notepad. Okay, this is an empty file. First, I'll save this as a HTML. Go to file, save as, go to the location where do you want to save it. I want to save it in E drive. I want to save it in E drive. Which folder? The John folder. And what should be the extension? Do you think it should be .txt? No. Do you think it should be .txt? No. Please change the save as tag to all files. Make sure you change that save as type to all files. And what should be the file name? Here you have to mention it as sunil.html. Done. And I am saving. I am done with creating a HTML file. Can you see what is the file name? Participants, can you see what is the file name? The file name is sunil.html. I am done with creating a first HTML page. But what page? It is an empty page. Okay. Okay. Now a HTML page, participants, a HTML page is collection of HTML tags. Every HTML page should start with HTML tag. So the first tag should be HTML. This is the beginning tag. This is the beginning tag. Every HTML page, you can see if you open the SpiceJet also, the first tag is HTML tag. Every page should start with HTML. This is a Sairam air conditioning company. I am opening their website. Looks to be a very old website, but doesn't make a problem. The point what I want to show you, look at this. Look at this. I have opened the website. I have opened a website. If you want to see the source code, right click, there's an option called view page source. So what is the first tag? What is the first tag? HTML. What is the first tag? HTML. Okay. And what is the last tag? HTML. Every HTML should start with HTML tag. This is the beginning tag, and there should be ending tag. So this is the beginning tag of my HTML page, and every HTML should also have an ending tag. how to identify which one is a beginning tag and which one is an ending tag. So this is the beginning tag. Ending tag ends with slash. Can you see ending tag of HTML is having slash, right? Correct. This is the ending tag. Every HTML page should start with HTML tag. Every beginning tag should have an ending tag. Combination goes to it always. So you're done with creating a HTML page. That's it. And it's an empty HTML page. And as per the theory just now I have mentioned, every HTML page is having how many parts? As I have mentioned in the notes today, every HTML is having how many parts, participants? It is having two parts. Am I right? What are the two parts of HTML? Rohit, the first part is HTML head. The second part is HTML body. Agree or not? So in this particular HTML page, is there any HTML head? No, there is no HTML head. Is there any HTML body? No, there is no HTML body. So let's create HTML head. How to create a HTML head? Very simple. Head tag is used for the beginning of the head, and every head should have a ending tag. Got it, Rohit? This is HTML part. How to create a HTML body? By using the body tag. So this is the beginning tag and this is the ending tag. Perfect. This is the structure of a HTML file, participants. Participants, this is the structure of a HTML file. This is the beginning tag and this is the ending tag. So on the rear, this HTML is having head part and this is a body part. Clear? Clear about this? This is how the HTML file looks like. This is how a HTML. Inside the body, whatever you write it, that will be shown to the user. Okay. Welcome to my page. Is what the content what I'm writing. What I'm writing and what is the sound, what is the content I'm writing? Welcome to my page. Where did I write it, in the HTML head section or in the HTML body?
The body.
I have mentioned this code in the HTML body. I'm done with creating my first HTML file. Participants, I'm done with creating my first HTML file. That's it. Where is the HTML file? What is the file name? The file name is sunil.html. Where did you create it and where is that file available? That file is available in the location E drive John folder. Let's go to that particular location. Yes, now I am in E drive John folder. This is my HTML file. This is my HTML file. How to open this HTML file? You have to open the HTML files using the browser. Obviously, websites we open using the browser, right? Same way, you have to open the HTML files using the browser. So how to open it? You can use Google Chrome or you can use Mozilla or you can use Microsoft Edge. Whichever the browser you feel comfortable, you can do that. I want to open using Google Chrome. So select this particular file, right click, there's an option called open with. There's an option called open with and you have to open with what browser? You have to open with, you can open it to any browser. I want to start with Google Chrome. I'm opening this particular page using the Google Chrome browser. Yes, you can see the bottom it is blinking, the file is opened. Yes, you can see what is the content in the file. Welcome to my page. Am I right, Soundarya?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So whatever the content I have written in the body that is shown to the user, I'm done with creating my first HTML page. I'm done with creating the first HTML page. So what are the new points you have learned in this first example? Participants, what are the new points you have learned in this first example? The first point, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. Sorry for the interruption. I'm back. Okay. So what are the new things we have learned in this first example? The first point what we have learned is that every HTML is nothing but a file with extension .html. Okay, every web page is nothing but a file with extension .html. HTML file is collection of HTML tags, and this is how the HTML tags looks like. Less than symbol, greater than symbol, and followed the tag name. So this is how the HTML tags looks like. How many tags you have used it? How many tags we have used it? 1 minute, please. 1 minute. I'm back. I'm very sorry for the interruption. I have to attend an important call, so very sorry for the interruption. So, I hope you have noticed this is the beginning of the HTML file and this is the end of the HTML file. A HTML file is always collection of HTML tags, and this is how the HTML tags looks like. And every HTML page is having two parts. This is the head part and this is the body part. Right now, head part is empty. I've just used the head part as a partition, and this is the body tag. And the body tag, generally, body part is used what to show the content to the end user. I want to show a welcome page to the end user. I want to show the welcome page to the end user. That's what I have mentioned inside the body tag. So this is how the HTML page looks like. Any questions as of now? Anyone? Shubham, Komal, Krishna, Madhu. I hope I'm very clear how to create a very simple HTML page. And you also now know that HTML page is having two parts, head part as well as body part. And we have opened the web HTML page in the Google Chrome browser. You are able to see the result. Okay, let's continue.
I have one question. So there are
Yes.
total tags, right?
So
Inside the
there- Repeat your question.
how many tags are there in HTML file?
Oh. In this HTML file, or you're talking about the entire HTML language?
Particular HTML file.
Please repeat. Your voice is not clear.
In this HTML file, how many tags are there?
Okay, in this particular file, this is one tag HTML.
Okay.
Agree? When I say one tag, it's a combination of pair. This is beginning tag and ending tag. Both together is considered as one tag.
Yes.
Soundarya. Okay. This is the second tag head, and this is the third tag body. Total, I have used three tags: HTML tag, head tag, body tag.
Okay.
Clear? Clear about this? Perfect.
Clear.
Now, let's move on. Are the HTML tags case sensitive? So my question is, should we write HTML in small letters? Can I write HTML in uppercase? For example, I'm writing it in uppercase. Head also, few letters I'm writing it in uppercase. Few letters I'm writing it in lowercase. I have modified my HTML page. I have used HTML in different case. And I'm opening it again. Again, I want to open it freshly from the browser. I have saved the files. I'm opening it with the Google Chrome. Now tell me, is the page successfully getting opened? Yes. Now I hope you got the answer. Is the HTML tags case sensitive? No. You can write the HTML tags in uppercase. You can also write the HTML tags in lowercase. You can use a combination of cases. It does not make any difference. You can use any tag whichever you feel comfortable. Okay. Now, I want to introduce, this is the page. Soundarya, this is the page, am I right? The page is sunil.html.
Yes.
And what is the title of this page? My question is, what is the title of the page? This page is not having title.
Yeah.
This page is not having the title. Title is something what it is visible on the tab. Whatever it is visible on the tab is called as a title. For example, for this particular website, there's a title. Title is Sairam Air Conditioning, isn't it? So there's a title, but this page is not having a title. When a page is not having the title, the file name will be displayed. Okay, file name will be displayed. Okay, now can I have a title for the page? Yes, you can have the title for the page. How can you have a title for the page? By using the title tag. By using the title tag. So in the head part, what I'm doing, I'm using the title tag. Where I'm using, am I using in the HTML head or HTML body? I'm using it in the HTML head. I'm using the title tag. And you know, as you know, this is the beginning of the title tag and this is the end of the title
Ending
tag.
of the title
Slash is
tag.
nothing but always ending of the title tag. So what is my title? My first HTML page is my title. I have modified my HTML page. After modifying the HTML page, I am refreshing the HTML page. So what you have to observe after refreshment? After refreshing, you have to observe the title. This gets modified. Okay, agree? Isn't it? So let's refresh the page. Now, can you see the title has been modified, Soundarya? This is
Yes.
the title of the page. If you see spicejet.com, what is this? Whatever you are able to see it, isn't it?
Yes, it's a website.
Which one? Which one? No, SpiceJet flight booking for. This is nothing but
Okay, okay.
title.
Okay, this is the
This is the
title.
title, right? This is the title of the page.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so those are titles. Okay, so how can we have a title? So if you go to say page source,
Mhm.
if you go to the page source, can we expect a title for this particular page? Definitely yes. View page source. This is HTML. Can you see title?
Yes.
Yes. SpiceJet flight booking for domestic and international. Are you getting the same thing? Isn't it?
Yes.
SpiceJet domestic and international comma cheap. So that's the title. Agree? Agree or not? So you are getting the title. Is
Agree.
this title will have an ending tag? Definitely it will have
Yes.
a ending tag also. If you search, scroll, definitely you will find the ending tag also. Every title should also have a ending tag. If you want, you can go to Control F, you can search for title. Can you see this is the Soundarya? This is the ending tag of the
Ending
title. This
title
is the
page.
beginning tag. This
Yeah.
is the title. So every page can also have a title. Similarly, I also have created a title for my particular page, my first page. So that's how the title tag. So now you have understood the importance of the title tag. Perfect. Heading tags. Okay. Now I want to show this welcome to my page as a more bigger size, like a heading for a particular website. So whenever you want to have a heading, like you want the content to be shown as a heading, then you have to use heading tags. Okay. What is the heading tag of HTML? H1 is nothing but called as heading tag. And every head, as you know, every beginning tag could also have a ending tag. So what I'm writing, H1. H1 is called as what? Soundarya, it is called as heading. Where I'll be using the heading, I want this my welcome to my page to be shown as like a heading. So I am including inside heading. H1 stands for heading. Now, because of the heading tag, it has impacted the output. It will impact the output. Now, are you able to see it as a heading?
Yeah.
Participants?
In
Yes.
bold. Yeah.
So most of the websites you will find these headings. Okay, heading is nothing but you don't need to worry about heading. Just happily use what tag? H1 tag. H1 is for heading. Okay, H1 is called heading tag. There are 6 types of heading tags, my dear friends. How many types of heading tags we are having? There are 6 heading tags. I have used the first heading tag. I hope you will understand when I use a second heading tag. Participants, I am using the second heading tag. The importance, how many times I have used heading tags? 2 times. Welcome to my page.
2 times.
To my page. So in the result also, you will get 2 lines. But have you observed the difference between H1 and H2? H1 is the bigger in size. H2 is the smaller in size.
Smaller in size.
If you need small headings, then use H2. If you want bigger headings, please use H1.
H1.
H3, H4, H5, and H. Total 6 heading tags. I have used it. You can see this is the beginning of the heading. First H1, it is H2, this is H3, this is H4, H5, and H6. So up to the business requirement, up to the client requirement, whichever size the client wants, you can use that particular heading tag. There are total 6 heading tags. You can use it in HTML. How to write comments in HTML? What do you mean comments? Comments is nothing but if you want to ignore anything, you can write comments. For example, let's go to our HTML page. I have included one content. I leave it hyperlink. You will find the impact of it. I leave it. Now I want to remove this line. If you want to remove this line, you can remove the code like this from the page, or you can comment it. Whenever you write comment, it will be ignored. How to write comments? How to write comments? If you want to write comments like tags, even comments are used in less than symbol and greater than symbol, but followed with less than exclamation double hyphen. This is the beginning of the comment. And ending of the comment is this one. So whatever you included in the comment, that will not be considered by the browser. So this particular line will not be shown. And did I remove that particular line Soundarya? Yes. So if you want some content to be ignored and not to be shown to the end user, you can comment it, and this is how you can write comments in a HTML page. So we have experienced how to create a first HTML page, how to write comments in a HTML page. We already have experienced how a tag looks like. Perfect. Paragraph tag used to represent a particular paragraph. Many websites will have some paragraphs. If you want to represent a paragraph, then we have to use paragraph tag. Let's experience the paragraph tag. I'm not using any headings. Inside the body tag, sorry, what it is already body is already posted. I'm including 4 lines. This is first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. As simple as a remote heading tags, you will get first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. So very important point. Don't think that if you write it in the next line, the content will be shown in the next line. It's not like the case. Okay, correct. Now it's a 4 line of content. Now I want to divide this 4 line of content into 2 paragraphs. It can be 4 lines of content or 10 lines of content. I want to show it to the end user in the form of a paragraph. Whenever you want to show some content to the end user as form of a paragraph, you have to use paragraph tag. I want to have 2 paragraphs. I want to have 2 paragraphs. I want to show it as form of a 2 paragraphs. Line 1 and line 2, I want to make it as 1 paragraph. Line 3 and line 4, I want to have it as another paragraph. Participants, I have understanding. Line 1 and line 2, I want to show it as 1 paragraph. Line 3 and line 4, I want to show it as a second paragraph. So you have to include these 2 lines. You have to include these 2 lines in the paragraph tag. How to write the paragraph tag? This is the beginning. P stands for paragraph, and this is the end of the paragraph, right? You can write it here, or you can write it in the next line. And these 2 lines, you want to have it in second paragraph. So again, start P tag, P for paragraph tag, and this will be the end of paragraphs. How many paragraph tags I have used in 2 paragraph tags? Now the entire content is shown. The entire content is now shown in how many paras? It is shown in 2 paras. So this is the first paragraph, and this is the second paragraph. Whenever you want to show the contents in a paragraph style, please use paragraph tag. As simple as that. In HTML, indentation is not important. So to think that participants, if you write the paragraph here, okay, if you write here, or if you write the content also in a indented format, there is no importance for indentation. It is a markup language, my dear participants. It is a markup language. There is no importance for the indentation. Now I am refreshing the page. Did you find any difference, participant? There is no difference. There is no importance for indentation. Paragraph tag, you can write it in the next line. You can have it in the same line. It does not make any difference. Okay, clear. Madhu, your question.
Yeah, hi Sunil. Sunil, if we forgot to put any one of the tags. Now we used starting and closing of paragraphs. If we forgot to put one of the
Closing tag,
paragraph, yeah.
for
Does it
example.
any kind of errors?
Okay, for example, let's experiment with title tag. This is the beginning of the title tag and this is the end of the title tag. Okay, so Madhu, assume that we have forgotten the ending of the title tag. Okay, I have removed the ending of the title tag. After removing the ending of the title tag, I am refreshing the page. I'm refreshing the page. So you can see there is some problem in the output, right? You're
Yes.
not able to see something. So sometimes the page cannot be rendered. The behavior changes from tag to tag. So I'm now including it. For example, coming to paragraph tag, let's say I have forgotten the closing of paragraph for the first paragraph.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm refreshing it. But still it is getting rendered. So it is very important for us. It is not a programming language, Madhu, in which you get some errors. You get some error
Okay.
codes or you can get some error descriptions or not like that. Okay, so we have to do our R&D work. Whenever you make some changes, you have to open and check whether the page is properly getting rendered to the end user or not. Okay, we cannot see any errors or like that. That's why these kind of languages are called as markup languages. Okay, so markup languages are nothing but languages which will have some display. That's all. It is used only for
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
called as markup languages. Okay, you will not find any. Technically speaking, every paragraph should have end of paragraph tag. I cannot use any end of tag, but still you're not facing any problem, right? So
Yes.
so it's not always that you will face some issues, but especially it's always good to verify our HTML code and make sure that it gets properly rendered. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Very simple. Bold tag and italic tag. Bold tag, as the name suggests, it will show you in the bold, and italics tag will show you in the italics. This example, please observe. I am opening the site from the browser. First, let's experience the output. Madhu, this could be what tag?
So title tag.
Heading.
Sorry,
tag.
heading tag, header.
Title tag is what will be shown.
My
at the
first
tab.
HTML.
So this is the
Yes.
heading tag. Agree? Okay.
Yes.
And have you observed? Everything is shown in one paragraph, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to highlight this number of deaths. Okay, I want to show it in bold, or I want to show it in some italics. So whenever you want to show some contents in bold and italics, you have to use bold tag and italics tag. For example, these my deaths. Deaths I'm writing it in. Madhu, I'm writing it in B.
B, bold.
Stands for bold. And date 6th April, I want to write it in
Italic.
I. Stands for